All right, and we got a big night tonight. Welcome to Hannity, and coming up, a new low for America's historically unpopular Vice President, Kamala Harris. She has now set an all-time record low. Congratulations. Also, the Bud Light executives, you know, the ones responsible for the company's woke partnership with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, they are no longer with the company. According to the Daily Caller, we have full details straight ahead. Also tonight, Democrats are trying to ban the one and only one good thing that New York City has: great pizza, all in the name of climate change. The only one thing that is halfway decent about this Adam Schiff hole. They can't do this to me. And later, one professor at Penn State, he is accusing his own university of labeling English language instruction as white supremacy. He'll join us. All right, but first, the walls are closing in on Merrick Garland's politicized and weaponized DOJ and the top Biden family syndicate protector. Yep. It's happening. We know that somebody is lying, and according to the New York Post, David Weiss, he was the U.S. attorney that was tasked with investigating Hunter Biden, told not one but 6 witnesses that his hands were completely and totally tied in regard to this investigation into Hunter and to Joe. IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley claims that Weiss said, quote, "I'm not the deciding official on whether charges are filed." That whistleblower, Gary Shapley, now is speaking out. Look at this from CBS.
There were personal expenses that were taken as business expenses. Prostitutes, sex club memberships, hotel rooms for purported drug dealers.
How much did Hunter Biden owe in taxes?
So from 2014 to 2019, it was $2.2 million. I documented exactly what happened, and it doesn't seem to match what the Attorney General or the U.S. Attorney are saying today. There were certain investigative steps that we weren't allowed to take that could have led us to President Biden.
And you wanted to take them?
We needed to take them.
And you weren't allowed to take them?
That's correct.
By the way, note to Hunter Biden, sex club initiation fees, they're not tax deductible. Even clubs you get thrown out of because you're a jackass, which happened. Anyway, Hunter's not going to spend a year in jail. Now, Weiss allegedly now claiming that Biden appointed a U.S. attorney from D.C. would not allow him to charge Hunter in his district. He wanted to. Weiss also allegedly says he was blocked from bringing charges in California by another Biden-appointed U.S. attorney. Ultimately, this refusal to prosecute meant that Hunter's tax crimes that are alleged from 2014 and 15, et cetera, stemming from his work with Burisma Holdings, the oil giant in Ukraine, would be excluded. That also meant that the statute of limitation, they were allowed to expire, enabling the DOJ to sanitize Hunter's charges. And according to the IRS whistleblower, and there's not just one, but the one you heard from, Weiss, quote, asked for a special counsel authority from the DOJ and Merrick Garland, but he was denied that authority. He said he had more power than a special counsel. Here's where things get very, very dicey for all involved. You see, Attorney General Merrick Garland is telling a much different story, and he told the story repeatedly. Take a look.
Mr. Weiss, who was appointed by President Trump as the U.S. Attorney in Delaware and assigned this matter during the previous administration, would be permitted to continue his investigation and to make a decision to prosecute any way in which he wanted to, and in any district in which he wanted to.
Mr. Weiss reportedly wanted to have powers you've conferred on special counsels. Was that request ever made? And if so, why did you reject it?
It was not. The only person with authority to make somebody a special counsel or refuse to make somebody a special counsel is the Attorney General. Mr. Weiss never made that request to me.
Can you explain the rationale for not appointing a special counsel in this case?
Mr. Weiss had, in fact, more authority than a special counsel would have. He had and has complete authority, as I said, to bring a case anywhere he wants in his discretion.
Does the Delaware U.S. Attorney lack independent charging authority over certain criminal allegations against the president's son outside of the District of Delaware?
He would have to bring, if it's in another district, he would have to bring the case in another district. But as I said, I have promised to ensure that he's able to carry out his investigation and that he be able to run it. And if he needs to bring it in another jurisdiction, he will have full authority to do that.
He was denied that full authority not once but twice. And as you can see, Garland continued to echo those exact same claims over and over again. Also, he included those claims in a testimony he made before Congress. Sworn testimony. So, was Merrick Garland lying under oath? In other words, did he commit perjury to protect the Biden family syndicate? Has the weaponization of Joe Biden's Department of Justice now finally caught up with all of them? Because now tonight we have 6 separate IRS witnesses, whistleblowers, that have documented Weiss's prosecutorial woes in real time. They also took contemporaneous notes in real time. And by the way, they're not all lying. They were writing down what Weiss was saying. Yeah, this guy won't let me prosecute here. I can't go to California there. The exact opposite of what Merrick Garland was testifying to under oath. Now, think about it. Garland's DOJ just gifted Hunter Biden with one of the most generous sweetheart deals in history. If you don't believe me, ask Wesley Snipe. Ask others that have been charged with crimes that Hunter has been charged with but got 3-4 years in jail. This is a deal that kept Hunter out of jail, protected the big guy, Joe Biden, from facing any legal scrutiny. And according to Weiss and what he told 6 whistleblowers, again, they took notes. In order to achieve these tremendous results, the DOJ interfered in this election. They ignored nonpartisan investigators. They blocked charges in 2 different states, and they let the statute of limitations pass, and then they lied about it under oath. Didn't John Durham just point out the FBI and the DOJ gave special treatment to Hillary Clinton compared to Donald Trump? The system in this country is corrupt. Joe Biden's DOJ and AG is corrupt. They have politicized the DOJ. They have weaponized the DOJ. And they have politicized and they have weaponized the FBI hierarchy. And right now there is a mountain of evidence that Joe Biden played a crucial and critical role in Hunter Biden's foreign business deals. Yeah, he actually lied to us repeatedly during the campaign in 2020. For example, in July of 2017, Hunter berated a Chinese national from that state energy company for, quote, not fulfilling a commitment. Quote, I'm sitting here with my father and would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Hunter continued, quote, I will make certain that the man sitting next to me, Pops, and every person he knows, and my ability to hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. He thinks he's Vito Corleone here. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Then, lo and behold, on August 3rd, more demands from Hunter to another associate from this Chinese energy company. Quote, if you think this is about money, it's not. The Bidens, they are the best I know at doing exactly what the chairman wants from this partnership. Let's not quibble over peanuts. Biden's doing what the chairman wants. The chairman of a communist Chinese energy company? That doesn't exactly sound too good now, does it? And Joey's sitting right next to him. And get this, according to reports, the very next day, $100,000 magically was wired to a Hunter-related account. Then another $5 million was wired on August the 8th, a few days later. So what were the Bidens doing for this money besides trying to shake him down in their best Vito Corleone Godfather act that they possibly could put together? What did the chairman exactly expect for all of this? And just who is the chairman? There are questions that need to be answered, but thanks to Merrick Garland's DOJ, neither Hunter nor Joe Biden will be forced to explain these suspicious activities. Quote, mission accomplished, right, Merrick Garland? It is imperative that Hunter's slap on the wrist plea deal, this must be stopped by this judge in this case immediately. The people in this country need to find the truth. We need to know if Weiss did in fact tell the truth to these 6 IRS whistleblowers that took contemporaneous notes, real time. It is imperative that if in fact all that happened, that Merrick Garland then be impeached by the Republicans in the House. Now, of course, since Biden pretends to be such an honorable man who knew nothing about Hunter's foreign business dealings, he can voluntarily answer questions about his involvement in these shady deals. He can explain why he appeared in pictures with Hunter's foreign business partners and why he met with all these foreign nationals inside and outside the White House, and why he lied repeatedly and lies to this day about all of it. But Joe Biden will never do that. He's not honest. He's not a decent person. He won't even acknowledge his 4-year-old granddaughter. The White House won't even list Hunter on their official visitor logs. By the way, even Obama did that. And sadly, the abusively corrupt, biased media in this country, the mob, they'll never hold Biden accountable. This show will. And circle back Jen Psaki, who was once Biden's chief propagandist at the White House. Now she's got a good-paying gig over at another propagandist outlet and conspiracy network, MSDNC. And she wants you to know that Hunter's sweetheart deal from his daddy's DOJ and the subsequent celebration at the White House state dinner is little more than a feel-good story about a father's deep, abiding love for his precious little son, who's pictured in lots of compromising positions. Take a look.
What we saw with Hunter appearing at the state dinner was, in my suspicion, was the president, his son wanted to come, so his son's going to come to the dinner. Was that optically easier for the White House and the White House communications team? Absolutely not. But I suspect that was more in the family circumstance of him wanting to come and wanting to the president wanting to show that he loves his son and he's standing by him.